Welcome to the Coronavirus Media Coverage Reporting Explainers. As an organization that is passionate about using journalism to make the world a better place, Media Challenge Initiative is producing animation explainers to aid in ethical and effective coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic. In this video, we look at flattening the curve of mis or disinformation and mis or distrust in the era of COVID-19 pandemic and infodemic. Here is the challenge. As COVID-19 ravaged human bodies in a global pandemic, a second virus in form of disinformation and misinformation was and is oppressing the human mind through its infodemic onslaught. The multi-million-dollar question we seek to answer is, how can we deal with the infodemic? Can we flatten the curve of mis or disinformation and mis or distrust? As we process these questions, we also realized some interesting facts that can be considered in the fight of the pandemic and the infodemic. The same methods of social distancing, sanitizing, quarantining, and lockdown as applied to controlling the spread of the coronavirus can be applied to countering the infodemic. Here is how. To lock down is to protect people by locking down the infiltration of fake news. To sanitize relates to verification of all information. And social distancing for COVID-19 is the equivalent of media distancing against fake news. What does this mean? While as social distancing relates to limiting face-to-face contact with others to reduce the spread of coronavirus, media distancing in this context of countering the infodemic is all about applying critical thinking, unassuming, and treating all information as doubts until we have enough evidence to believe the story. If it takes staying at home and maintaining 6 feet distance with people, what does media distancing really take? Here is what you can do. Be skeptical about information people share with you both on social media and mainstream media. Know the identity of the people behind the information you are consuming. Conduct source verification and source authentication of information. Distance yourself from frivolous and sensational headlines and stories. Learn and understand your biases to information you are judged to be truth, but due to your sentiment, you are not ready to accept the reality. Do not absolutely believe your known trusted information sources without doing fact-checking. Promote and advocate for media independence for plurality. Stay open to all sources of information and critically evaluate and fact-check them for us to effectively determine their relevance. Important to note, we need information to protect ourselves from the pandemic. We need knowledge in order to empower ourselves from the infodemic. There is need for critical thinking to know and leverage what we know to be truth in order to have an edge over disinformation and misinformation in the marketplace of ideas as we race towards information superiority.